My name is Ginger, and welcome to my live stream. If you're watching this for the first time, what I usually do is tell some stuff that's going on in my life and then give my perspective on news stories. Now, if you usually follow my live streams, you may have wondered why I have disappeared for almost 2 months. Hi! Yes, so you may wonder why I disappeared. And the reason is because I've been in the Twilight Zone. And it's the fault of either peaches or mangoes, most likely. Hi, Amy. Yeah, what happened was, on Thanksgiving morning, I had some mixed fruit for breakfast. And I had an allergic reaction. Well, that allergic reaction set my body into chaos and caused more allergic reactions. So I spent almost all of December, covered in hives from head to toe and having allergic reactions. Fortunately, virtually all the hives are gone and my body is getting back to normal. So that's where I've been the last 2 months and why I haven't been posting selfies and coming on to live stream. That's basically what's been happening with me. So now let's get on to the news stories, the more fun stuff. And I want to start with something kind of quirky that most of you, even though it happened in December, oh, thank you, Amy. Yeah, even though it happened in December, probably most of you have not heard about this because it didn't happen in the United States and it didn't make the national news. Oh, thank you. So anyway, what happened was, you know how they have the dog shows in the United States and people, it's a lot of prize money for them. They show off their dogs. Well, they have something similar in Saudi Arabia, but it's with camels. And they had this contest, and 42 camels were disqualified because the owners had used botox to try to enhance their lips and their facial features to make them look more beautiful. Now, you may be thinking, but just camels, why would they go through all this trouble? There was over $60 million worth of prize money at stake. Yeah, that's a lot of money. I'm tempted to get a camel and raise it myself to try for that amount of money. But I'm not going to. I live in Tennessee. I can't really raise a camel out here. But yeah, so they actually were putting Botox in the camel's lips. So that was a first quirky little story. Hello, Annie. Yeah, so that was the first one. Now the next story, I keep a list so I remember, is about Prince Andrew. Okay, the court in the United States ruled that he can be sued for a case that happened a long time ago where this lady claims that he had sex with her when she was underage. She was 17. You know, it has to do with the Epstein Island and everything. And because of that and other stuff that's going on, the Queen in England has taken away his military rankings and his titles and all his royal privileges, and he can no longer be called Your Royal Highness. Now, that doesn't mean that she believes he did anything wrong, but it does mean that there's under a lot of pressure. And if you think about it, if she sues and wins money, and he's a private citizen, which he is now, they can't touch the royal money. So basically, it was a pretty good financial move too. And that's what part of it is about, in my opinion. It has a little bit of finances to do with it and public opinion too. So that's what's happening in England. Next story. Okay, this one's closer to home. This one is in the United States. And the Supreme Court made a ruling this week. And they said that if you have a private business, the government cannot force you to have your people that works for you, your employees, vaccinated or tested every week. Now, I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but this is a good ruling in my opinion because the government's overstepping their bounds. Now, the businesses can still require people to be vaccinated or have the test. And this is the way I look at this whole vaccine thing. I want to compare it to seat belts. Let's say you get in a car and you put on a seat belt. It will not keep you from being in an accident. Same with the vaccine. They're even saying now probably everybody will end up, virtually everybody, with the COVID at some point. It will not keep you from getting it. But if you have on the seat belts, you may not be injured at all, or you may have a less chance of dying. Same with the vaccine. You may not feel any of the symptoms, and you could have a less chance of dying. But it's still an individual choice, and you should not force somebody to lose their job. The government shouldn't. And personally, I don't see anything wrong with the business making someone take the test every week. It's not a blood test or anything. It's not invasive. So if it makes the other people around you feel more secure, why not have a test every week just to make sure you're not infected? Because some people don't actually get the symptoms of COVID if they have COVID, even if they're not vaccinated. It's a very weird disease. Some people affects none at all, and some people, end up on ventilators. So it's very odd. But that's my opinion on that one. If anybody has any opinions, just feel free anytime to write them in or have any questions, and I try to answer them. Okay. Oh, this is a more positive one. Maya Angelou. She's going to be on the U.S. quarter, and I'm definitely going to look for one of the quarters to collect and keep when that happens. She's a famous American poet, and she wrote, let's see, You Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. I think that's the name of it. So yeah, so definitely recommend reading her work, and I'm very happy that they're going to put her on the quarter. That'd be really cool. Okay, next one. All right. Now, there's a man in Maryland. Let me look at his age. He's 57 years old, and he's very sick, and he was not a candidate for a heart transplant. But they made the first, it's a pig that was genetically modified, and they took his heart and put it in him. It's the first pig-to-human heart transplant. And so far, it's been working really good. It's been less than a week, so we still have to see, but he's doing real well so far. Now, and it's great news, and you would have thought there wouldn't be any controversy around this, except for maybe the PETA or something, like that. But there is, because somebody saw the story, and it's like, oh my gosh, because a man had actually, back in 1980, it was 1980s, he had gotten in a bar fight and stabbed her brothers 7 times and went to jail for it. And her brother was paralyzed for 19 years and then had a heart attack and died. So she was not very happy that they chose him to be the first one to get the transplant. And in the same shoes, I would have felt the same way. So, but then the medical association says, well, we don't look at people's past or their criminal record. We're just concerned about their health. So, that's a controversy that just came up about him. It's like, oh my gosh. And the man's name, I wrote it down, is David Bennett. Yes, and he's, I said 57 years old, and hopefully he does well with the heart transplant. So there is a little controversy there. Okay, now this is another one that you may not have heard of, because I don't think it made the national news, because it's about a high school ball team. I believe it was a girls' ball team, and they were Sacred Heart Academy. And I'm not going to name the name of the other ball team, which you'll see why in a minute. Anyway, their coach was suspended for a whole game because his team beat the other team and 92-4. And they said, well, it makes the other team, it embarrassed them and it made them upset. I'm thinking, it's sports. If a team can beat another team that badly, maybe they need to drop them down a league to play against different people. And it's like nowadays they give people participation trophies, and they don't want anybody to feel bad about losing, but it's a competition, and people need to learn that you win some and you lose some. Oh yeah, I didn't see your thing there. Yeah, David Bennett. Yeah, so going back to the previous story. Yes, David Bennett did stab someone. He was in a bar fight and he did stab someone. So yeah, it was back in the 1980s. So that happened, but back to the pig story. Yeah, not pig story, where am I at? Yeah, the Sacred Heart. So I don't really think he should have been suspended, and it's actually getting onto the girls for beating the other team so badly. It's like, oh, it's okay to win, but just don't win too well. That's not a good type of message to send. I don't know. Of course, I'm not into sports, so maybe I'm missing something here. But that's what they did there. Oh my, and so that's enough of the news stories, so I go on to something else, unless someone has a question or something they want to ask. But I was just doing some research the other day, and I have this little dish. It's a Pyrex type of dish thing. I was wondering how much it was worth, and most sites, it turns out, sells it for like $100, which isn't bad. But somebody had one for sale on eBay for $27,000, which I'm hoping nobody's stupid enough to actually buy it for that. And someone else had it for $17,000, which, no, don't even think about breaking into my house and stealing it, because it's not worth that much. It's worth about $100. That's what it's really worth. But it got me thinking, stuff like eBay or Amazon. I've seen stuff on Amazon, like a $20 book put for $1,000 and stuff before. wouldn't it be something if people was using it as some type of payment method? It's like, yeah, I did this job for you, kind of illegal, but instead of paying me and being suspicious, come and buy this antique from me on eBay, and then, you know, it looks legit. Or buy this book for me, and this book would look legitimate. It looked, I mean, this is my own thought. Or also, if it's way too high for people to, you know, look at, it'd be a good way to send secret messages. People comment on it, and it'd be a coded message back and forth. It just an idea I had that people could use it for, because it's kind of weird to take something that's $100 and that's $27,000. They probably won't sell it anyways, but it's just an idea I had. Especially when they ask for like $1,000 for a $20 book or something. It's like, yeah, that'd be a good way to make a payment to somebody and not be suspicious. So, just my own little thought. All right. Does anybody else have any questions they'd like to ask or anything? As far as New Year's resolutions go, all I'm going to do is try to, about that. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I know. My mind thinks oddly. I come up with stuff that people don't think about, and it's like, yeah, use stuff to send codes, or, you know, use it for payment, you know, like, yeah, I am. So that's just the way my mind works. But for New Year's resolution, the only thing I'm trying to do is drink more water, because I'm terrible about drinking enough water. And I got a little agenda book to try to get back on track, and I'm trying to start by exercising. I couldn't exercise for about 2 months because of the hives and the symptoms I was having. So I know I'm a little out of shape now, and it's like, I did my warm-up routine, and after I did my warm-up routine, I wasn't able to do my workout. It's like, I was hassling. It's like, yeah, this is probably going to take a month or two to get back to where I was at. Oh, like a while ago when Wayfair Furniture was involved with human trafficking by selling $1,000 furniture online. Yeah, they didn't prove that, but that was a theory. I mean, it made you kind of wonder. Yeah, I saw that when it came out, and it was a theory people had going around. And I guess I couldn't find any evidence because they didn't prosecute them, but it was an interesting theory, and it did seem kind of weird. It makes you wonder sometimes. I know, I mean, people can do a lot of things, and they could do it slightly and get away with it online. They have the dark web and the deep web, and I actually have no idea how to get to either one. I wouldn't have a clue how to access the dark or the deep web. So, but again, I'm not into anything illegal, so I wouldn't have a reason to do it. And I really need to look up what the difference is. I'm not sure what the difference is either between the two. Oh my, but it makes it interesting. Yeah, isn't no telling what all goes on in the world today. Goodness. Yeah, and I'm not really into conspiracy theories, except for one. There's only one I actually believe, and I would never believe that Epstein killed himself. That's the one I'm not going to believe. That was just too much stuff went wrong there. So that one I won't. Yeah, it is weird to think about different things that people can do, but yeah, that one is the only conspiracy one. Oh yeah, I don't want to try access it either. I wouldn't. I think it's either the deep or the dark web. I guess it's a deep web that you have to have an access code and know the bad people to start with to get to it. So yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. That's 100% for sure. Does anybody want to try to come in and say hi today? Sometimes people ask to come on and say hi, and I actually bought a new thing where I can actually switch it out and listen and try to bring someone on. Of course, today's the first day of Mercury retrograde, and trying something first day of Mercury retrograde may not be successful, but I'm a rebel. I'm willing to do stuff like that. And Monday's the full moon. I'm sorry. Monday's the full moon, the wolf moon, because the villagers used to hear the wolves howl during that time of year, and they could hear it in the village, so they called it the wolf moon. Anyway, so yeah, this is usually I have people come on here at the very beginning of my thing saying, can I be online, and can I be online? So I bought this, and well, actually my niece gave this to me, and yeah, but no one wants to come on and say hi, so that's fine. I don't blame you. Oh my goodness. But that's basically what, that's just my thing going up. Yeah, yes, I'm a rebel. I'm willing to try new stuff during Mercury retrograde. Oh my goodness. Yes, and I'm going to try to, like I said, I'm trying to start back my workout again. I got through my warm-up. It's all I got through the other day. But yeah, could you imagine? It's just like for 2 months sitting there eating cookies and not being able to do anything. And I couldn't even do my artwork because my hand swelled up. It turned red and swelled up where I had to stop my artwork. But I went out and bought new art supplies. So we'll start doing those too. So I'm getting back into swings of things. Not that I'm, oh, okay, well maybe next time. Oh yeah, I don't blame, yeah. Oh, I understand. A lot of times I don't have on makeup and have my pajamas on a lot of times when I watch live streams. It's just that usually though, I had some people for the last about 3 times come on and say, can we be on there? And I was like, wow, I got the stuff. And it's like, they're not here today. They decided not to show up. I was like, okay. Probably because I've been gone for 2 months and they probably forgot about me. It's like, yeah, she just disappeared. Decided to leave. Oh my goodness. Okay, anyway, it's been great coming back, and hopefully I can stay back now and start coming on more often than every 2 months. Okay, so I'll go ahead and say bye to everyone. So until next time, peace out, peace in, peace all around. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.